James Helder for IFL TV in association with Matt Kingston, my player. I'm in Liverpool's Echo Arena today. We've just witnessed Paul Butler challenging for a world title, his second attempt. Paul, first and foremost, congratulations on the fight, sir. Could you talk to me about the fight a little bit?
Just couldn't get into it, James. It was one of them. Like I said before the fight, he's everyone's worst nightmare. Tall, long southpaw, and believe me, he could punch. First shot he landed was a jab to the body, and I felt that. But I still had to try and get in the fight, and every time I tried, he just stepped back, and you could see him looking for the left hand. Good champion. He's a fair winner.
Did you expect him to be as technically good as he was tonight?
No. I think everything he done right. Even in close, he was clever in holding. He'd hold for a little bit, then when the ref would come over, he'd like make it look as if I was holding. Good game plan by him.
I mean, I know it's a shit question to ask, Paul, excuse my language, but how disappointed are you with the result today?
I'm very disappointed. I wanted that world title, but the better man won on the night. He landed a great shot. I didn't see the shot. I had to ask after it what shot it was. Left uppercut, good shot. The worst thing about it was I'd worked on it in the gym. We knew what he'd do. Jab, 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 left uppercut, jab, 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 straight left hand. It's just shot what I'd worked on, and it's my own fault really. Getting too tough and banging my gloves together to go in and have it with him, and he's caught me walking in.
I mean, his jab and his obviously reach advantage, you knew it was going to be tricky, but how did you find you was getting past that jab and shutting him down?
At times I was slipping and sliding, but even when I was slipping on the outside of his jab to throw me backhand, because he was so tall, it was only landing half shot. It wasn't forcing the head back so I could get a left hook on the end of it or nothing. So it was tough. It was a frustrating night.
Where do you go from here, Paul? You've been a world champion. You've challenged now for a second world title. Rumours that Zolani Tete will move up in weight. Does a fight 18 months from now with Zolani Tete interest you? If he doesn't move up, what's your plan from here?
If he doesn't move up, then it's always an option. But I've heard he's wanting to unify, which I'm sure he will, and then he's going up to super bantam. So as you can see by the size of him tonight, he was huge in there. The first thing I noticed when I looked over the other side of the ring was the size of his back, the size of his arms. So he is well big enough to skip bantam and go up to super bantam.
Did you expect him to hit as hard as he does?
Well, his record suggests he does. But the first shot he landed was a jab to the body, and I knew he could punch them, and that was just a jab. I felt him a few times on top of the head, but I believe if I seen that shot coming, I'd have probably took it. But it's the shot that you don't see what hits and what puts you away, and that was the shot what done it.
I mean, he seemed to throw quite a lot of wild hooks to the body as well. Something that was you expecting him to go with that tactic?
He threw a few nice left hands straight down to the body as well. Which I should have been blocking, but I was going back in straight lines and they were coming straight through the middle. I should have been catching them and coming over with a left hook, which we'd worked on, but I think it was the awkwardness of him. I just couldn't get going at all.
I know it's ifs and buts. Do you think the delay with his hand injury maybe gave him extra time to prepare? Do you think that had any bearing on the fight?
I wouldn't say so, no. You can't take nothing away from him. Great champion. Great performance by him as well.
As I said, it's a hard thing for you to deal with in front of your home crowd, and I thought you handled yourself with a lot of dignity, you know?
Yeah, listen, it's not like it went to points and it was a close decision. He landed a cracking shot and it's won him the fight. To be honest with you, I think after round 7 I went back to the corner. I was frustrated and I said, this is a shutout. I just could not get going at all. He was longer, he was sharper on the night, and it's just one of them things. We're just going to have to bounce back. We'll be back in the gym in a couple of weeks, me and Arnie, and we'll be working towards another world title, hopefully.
Are you confident you can win a world title at Superfly?
100%. Zolani was the better fighter tonight. We'll be back, and we'll be back hopefully this year to win a world title.
Fantastic support for you here tonight, it's got to be said. The
Yep.
fans really come out to see you fight. Have you got a message for all these people that spend their hard-earned dough to come and watch you fight?
Yeah, I thank them all the time. I thank them all today on Twitter, Facebook. They were amazing. Even when Zolani landed that shot, they were all still singing my name and that. So I'm very thankful for them all to come out, and I hope they all come out for when I'm back in the ring again.
Paul, as I said, congratulations for today. I thought you handled it like a real man, and I look forward to seeing you next day in your next fight.
Cheers, James. Hopefully soon.
Thank you, Paul.
Cheers, mate.